Donald Trump has pulled a move on the health care bill that can only be described as Trumpism, as from his book, The Art of the Deal. He's walked away like a buyer in a Turkish rug bazaar. He's gone away because the seller isn't giving him the price he wants. And as he walks away, he looks over his shoulder to see if the guy's running after him saying, "I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it." And that's what he's doing to the House Republicans. Any House Republican today who votes against Obama's and Ryan's bill is voting for Obamacare, because that's the only alternative they're going to get. Obamacare is dying. It's falling apart. Anybody who is relying on Obamacare for health benefits for the next year or two is nuts. All of the insurance companies are pulling out one after the other because the worse the risk pool gets, the higher the premiums have to go, the fewer people participate, the worse the pool gets, the higher it goes, the fewer participate. And any insurance company that hangs in there with that death spiral is looking at bankruptcy. So they're all pulling out, and there'll soon be a situation where when you have Obamacare, nobody will honor it, nobody will cover it, because there'll be no insurance companies to deal with it. And Trump is basically saying, I'm not going to fix it. I'm either going to kill it or let it do its thing. And by the time it's done its damage, it's probable the Democrats will even want to scrap it, because they're de facto denying insurance to anybody, because Obamacare will no longer exist. It also puts the Democrats squarely in touch with what a terrible piece of legislation it was, because it will now die on its own without the Republicans administering euthanasia. But that is a painful experience to put tens of millions of people through, and there is no reason to do that. This bill is an excellent bill, and despite the criticism the media is talking about, Paul Ryan has done a fantastic job in crafting it and in coming close, and I hope over the hill, to a majority to pass it. What the bill does is what I've been urging in all these videos, is that they have now included a ban on that list of required services that was embedded in Obamacare. And that list of services that you have to cover men for maternity benefits, that you have to offer 60-year-old people substance abuse therapy and sex change operations and all kinds of stuff that people don't need and don't want and can't afford. And because they all have to be in the policy, the premiums were outrageous and the deductibles are even worse. But if you give people free choice and you say you can cover what you want and not what you don't, and tailor the policy to your specific needs, that'll be great. It'll hold down the premiums. The subsidies required to afford those premiums will be much lower. The incidence of participation will be much higher, because you can go in for just a straight catastrophic plan. Right now, something that you have to be under 30 to get. So this is a great bill. And in terms of the moderates opposing it, they just don't understand that by deleting the list of these required services, you're saving the program. I guess they're afraid that some opponent will run an ad and say, Congressman X voted against requiring maternity benefits. Well, yeah, for men, he did. So this bill is an excellent bill and needs to pass. But more importantly, the question for the Republican Party is, are you a mob or a party? Are you just a collection of critics who say no and cast showcase votes against Obamacare 5 times a week while you don't control the White House? And then when you do have control, you run screaming from any exercise of responsible power? I would condemn in the strongest terms any Republican that votes against this bill. It's a great bill, and frankly, the future of the party is at stake. Now, we have a few minutes before this bill's voted on. It's going to be voted on later today. So please call your Republican congressman and urge him to vote yes, particularly if you're in one of those districts where Republicans are on the fence. At thehill.com, you can see their whip count.